Hello everyone, Calazar here, and I feel compelled to make this video about Best Guy Ever. A few things. One, I'm recording this live while playing Monster Hunter Rise, because I just wanted to do something while I talk about all this stuff. And another thing is, if you have no idea who Best Guy Ever is, if you've somehow stumbled upon this video, and you don't know who I'm talking about, or what any of this, just this video isn't meant for you, just go. Yeah, this video will do nothing for you, but I hopefully will be able to pay attention as I do all this, because I am gonna be playing this game, and talking about some things about Best Guy Ever, because he well, was my favorite YouTuber for a while, so it's gonna be a bit of some criticisms or some things I'm seeing, just as a fan of his. Alright, actually, I made, can you hear that? A bullet point list, because I want to try to not make this video too long and just talk endlessly and repeat myself. And as far as the gameplay footage, it's gonna be just mindless Monster Hunter footage. Ignore the video is irrelevant. I just need something, because you gotta have something. I just want a black screen. Alright, so Best Guy Ever is someone who I follow online, and he recently released a Kingdom Hearts 3 video, which just... I'm not talking about the content of the video, that's not what this issue is. Alright. I remember watching that video and like going down to the comments, and I saw someone say it was worth the wait. And I can't like fathom why. I feel like I'm the weird Best Guy Ever fan who enjoys like his stuff and what he did for a completely different reason than everyone else. Because like no one is talking about this. Alright, so that Kingdom Hearts 3 video, let's just talk about it real quick. Who was the audience for this video? Was it for people who had never played Kingdom Hearts? Or care to? Well, no. I don't know why they would like that video. The video has no appeal there, as far as I can understand. So then, okay, so it's not for those people. Then, is it for people that play Kingdom Hearts 3, but not the DLC? Which is the situation I'm in. You know, because I never played the DLC, I just played the base game when it came out. It's, maybe? But, like, all the information that he talked about, I already knew about. Like, there wasn't any new information discussed or anything at all. So, like I already knew about most everything he said in that video. And it's really structured like an informative video. He's just explaining the DLC. Like, that's what the video is. Like, okay, thanks, I guess. Is the video for people that have played the DLC? No, because they already know all this. Like, if you've already played Kingdom Hearts 3 and it's DLC, you know all the information of the video. And if you haven't played the DLC, it's a year late. Like, you've probably either already played it or you don't care to. So, like, I don't understand what the point is there. But then it's like, okay, well maybe it's specifically for people that are just fans of Best Guy Ever, that just want to hear his opinion on Kingdom Hearts 3 and the Remind DLC and all that stuff.
Be careful!
But like, I'm gonna try to play this and concentrate and keep on. But like, here's the thing. As a fan of Best Guy Ever, if you've watched his Twitch streams, if you've listened to him on the PCP, if you've just like followed him on Twitter and stuff, which I'm assuming most Best Guy Ever fans do, like the people that would really care about this video, you kind of already knew his opinion about all of this stuff. Like, nothing in that video was surprising to me. The stuff he talked about and the opinions he gave, like, about how, you know, he likes critical mode, he likes the changes to the combat, he likes the extra added challenge, he doesn't like the story stuff with in the base game or in the Remind DLCs. It's just a rehash of, like, the ending. It's retconning a bunch of stuff. He doesn't like that, you know. He hasn't talked about the data battles yet. That's in part 2. Man, real excited for that. Because I already know his opinion on them. He liked them. Like, that's his opinion, is he really liked them. He probably thinks that's the best part of Kingdom Hearts 3. So, like, that video just, I don't know who the audience for that video is. And then when I go to the comments and see how, like, people are saying this is worth the wait, this is, like, the king is back, and stuff like that. Yeah, I get it's, like, people are memeing and stuff, but it's, like, do people generally think that this is, like a top tier quality video? Because, like, is it really? it's just kind of him giving his opinion on Kingdom Hearts 3 that he's already given multiple times if you're a fan of him. So that video just like didn't, I just didn't understand. And really it's just a trend of videos that he's been releasing that I just don't get what the appeal is. So, going to my bullet points, what is the appeal of Best Guy Ever? Why was I a fan of him? And I still am a fan of him, but why was I like, I guess he was one of my favorite people on the internet and not so much anymore. Just because he's not doing what I think was like his real appeal. So he talked about, in the past, like, if you're a fan of the PCP, do you remember when he was on there, when he was on that show, and he would talk about like Starfleet and stuff, and all that stuff? I remember that. And he specifically like hoped that his videos would like encourage people to just better themselves. Like that was like his ulterior motive. Like he was gonna make videos that would get people to like just be better versions of themselves, to try new things, to get more confidence. And he did make a lot of videos and stuff like that. And when you follow his Twitch streams, like he would give advice to people and stuff. I remember one time someone was like asking him like, do you have any good advice on how to come up with like a YouTube name and stuff? And he just straight up said, hey, don't spend too much time on that. Come up with a name like today and start making videos like immediately. Because that's like the real important part, and the name doesn't really matter. And like I thought that was like just really good advice that he gave, and thought that was really cool that he gave that. And like his Twitch streams were filmed with like just like giving people advice, and his videos always had an air of like having some ulterior motive of like how to be a better person. Like his Galco-chan video, sure, it's a funny video, it's got funny jokes, it's, you know, talking about a really great show, but it also has this overall big point of how you shouldn't judge people by stereotypes, of how you should be like Galco-chan, or like be like her, and just like be someone who's just a genuinely nice, caring person who doesn't like stereotype people. And that whole series is built upon like defying stereotypes. That's what he talks about. And so it's like it's sure it's a video about the show. What am I doing? Alright, it's a video about the show, but it's more about like, hey, here's how you can be better, be a better person, you know? And it's like he made lots of stuff that kind of had that air about him. And in general, another thing I really liked about him, yeah, I almost attacked him while he was sleeping, was that he was just he's a very positive person, he's a very wholesome person, and just like, he's very, like, he has a lot of charisma, he's very inspiring, he's very good at just, like, he's just a very positive person, which I really appreciate, because the internet is filled with a lot of negativity and stuff like that. And like it's nice to have like someone who's, you know, not depressed or complaining or getting involved in drama or anything like that. He's just, you know, being a happy, like, wholesome person, which is like, I really value people like that online. We need more people like that making stuff on the internet, because there's a lot of just shit. There's just a lot of drama bullshit online and negative shit, and I used to be into that growing up, or like just earlier in my life, like in college and stuff, but it's like, I don't have time for this negative shit. Like, I need people to make positive stuff. And that was like, he used to do that, you know? Like, he used to be... I say that like he used to do this. He's still a positive person and all that stuff. He just like... Because he's not making stuff hardly ever, we don't really see that as often anymore. And like, his past like few videos kind of like have completely dropped any like air of like the alternative point of them, of like bettering people's lives, or getting people to like try new things. Like, do you wanna know what my favorite thing he's ever done in his entire career? It wasn't like it wasn't the Manga video, it wasn't the Galco-chan video or any of that. It was specifically the what was it? The Mia Mafia 2 video making contest. That was my favorite thing he ever did. And the reason why is because he used his power and influence to encourage people to simply just be better versions, not to be better themselves, to just try something new. Like, that's specifically what that thing was, and saying, hey, we're gonna do a video making contest, you know, it has to be within this time limit, you have 2 weeks to do it, and all that stuff. Not that. You have 2 weeks to do it and all that stuff, and like, a bunch of people who otherwise wouldn't have made videos, including me, I made something for that as well. Did I plan to make a video? No. But like, oh, that was fast. Okay, I didn't plan on making a video at all, but it's like I got to try it, and a bunch of people, I'm willing to bet, who has never made videos before, did it because of that contest. And sure, they may not have been good, they probably didn't win, Mine certainly didn't. Mine certainly wasn't good. No, I'm not putting that video up. It is definitely very, very bad. But like, I still tried it. Like, I still, like, it inspired me to do something creative and productive instead of like just wasting away instead, you know? And like, I really appreciated that. Yeah, I gotta play. But yeah, no, I really appreciated that and thought that was like really cool that he did that. And it's like, to me, that's the most important thing more than any like media video he's done is stuff like that. So this, I've already talking too long about this, but this is like the appeal of Best Guy Ever to me is more his positive attitude, his wholesome likeness, his like inspiring people to get better versions of themselves, stuff like that. It's not because he talks about Kingdom Hearts or makes a funny meme video or something. Like that's like entertaining, but that's not like, it's not like the real meat, the real appeal of any of that. And I just feel like that stuff is just missing for like what feels like 2 years. I mean, I know COVID has kind of like screwed everything up with everyone, but like I just feel like that is just like gone and has been absent. And like in his recent videos, like the Ghost in the Shell video about the fucking film that was like 3 years too late to make. What the fuck was the point of that video? Was like that didn't have any of that. That like his past few videos haven't had that, and they're so widespread apart. And he stopped streaming on Twitch, which is an internet issue. I know that's not entirely his fault, but like it's just this side of him that I'm really a fan of has just seemed to just like disappeared completely, and it really sucks. But okay, I know he's talked about before how he wants to be just someone who just makes like he'll disappear away for like a month or 3 months or however, and he'll work on like a big video, and then he'll release it, and that's like his thing, and then he'll go back into like his little hole, he'll go back to like away from everyone to make a new thing, big thing, release it. Which is fair, you know, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do, fine. But like, the stuff he makes, let's talk about the stuff he makes. Because if he's going to go all in on making like content, and that's like he wants to grab people through that, then I really feel like he's like caging himself by just talking about media. Because here's the thing, like, what type of videos does he make? It's either like media analysis of games or anime mostly, or it's like recommendations, or like why this piece of media is good, or why this piece of media is bad, or here are the ups and downs of it, like the Kingdom Hearts 3 video. Here are the, the good stuff and the bad stuff and all that stuff. And that's, that's entertaining for what it is, That Kingdom Hearts 3 video was definitely something, to listen to while I was eating dinner, or to watch while I was eating dinner, it served that purpose, I guess. But like, think about this for 1 second. If someone makes a video, recommending, this really cool thing, like, hey, here's this really cool thing that you should watch, or a video game you should play, and here's, a 40-minute definitive big video explaining why. Fine. If I'm asking, like, what am I going to spend my money on now? Do I give it to the person that recommended me this cool thing, or do I just buy the cool thing? Well, I just buy the cool thing. Like, that's... Why would I, like... If you release a video on YouTube for free, saying, hey, here's this cool thing you should buy, like, I'm just gonna spend my money and get the cool thing. Like, it's like, why would I give money, like, to the person who recommended it based upon that alone? Like, if my friend comes up to me and says, hey, you can watch this show, like, it's really good, okay, I'll watch the show. I'm not gonna give my friend $5 for recommending me to watch the show. Like, because, like, when it comes to, like, Patreon people and, like, giving internet people money, I've reached the point where it's like, it can't just be because they make good content, really, on its own. It has to be because I give a shit about the person and I really respect what they're doing. And that used to be the case with Best Guy Ever, with all the stuff I talked about before. And maybe that version of him can come back. It's not like, he's dead or something. But it's just like, I haven't seen that, like, side of him at all. Like, I feel like since, like, 2019. Like, it's been a long time. I'm kind of missing it. And he still just seems to be in this bubble of talking about just media. Like, I feel like in his mind, YouTube is synonymous with guys talking about media, because I know he's a big fan of Red Letter Media and stuff like that. And like, I just feel like he's caging himself in like this bubble. He like doesn't understand that media, like, that if you want to be a full-time YouTuber, you can do so much more. Like, it has to do fuck all with talking about media, because like those videos are, even the big definitive amazing ones are still only so like, there's so much better stuff out there. And you have to come from my perspective, I'm coming from the perspective of following a bunch of different people since like middle school and high school. Specifically people like Robert Benford, Mega64, Rob.tv. These are just 3 people that I follow, all of who have been making internet content. Well, Robert Benford stopped making stuff. He hasn't been active in forever. But the other 2 are. And they've been making internet content since like 2003 for Mega64, 2006 for Rob. Like, these are people that have been doing stuff online like for a longer than anyone in the PCP. And none of them, not a single point, have they ever made like an analysis video on media. Like, ever. They've never done that. And, like, because why would they? Why would they think to do that? Like, they're just making videos. There's so much you can do with that. And I feel like BestGuyEver is kind of just either doesn't realize that or maybe he just doesn't want to, but like, I know he has a green screen. Like, he has access to a green screen. Like, he's a very charismatic person. He's not like camera shy. He's not audio shy. He's, you know, he's got the skills down to like just do more than just, you know, waste his talent talking about media as his sole thing. And I don't want him to like give up analysis stuff or anything, especially since it is his passion, but like it seems to be like all he can do or all he has done for like most of his career, and like it just, I guess it's just disappointing. It's disappointing to see someone I follow who I know has so much like potential and so much creativity wasted just on like talking about Kingdom Hearts yet again, or the Final Fantasy like remake or stuff like that, or like a Square Enix property. We need to ban Square Enix from like from like, who cares? Like yeah, Square Enix is very much a very different company. They have changed. Like, you don't like what they make, that's fine. It's perfectly fine, valid. You don't need to make a million videos about the properties. Like, we get it. Like, I understand you don't like stuff that they make. Like, you don't need to keep making stuff about it. Like, talk about, at least if you're gonna talk about media, at least talk about stuff you enjoy. Like, at the very least, do that. Like, it's just, I don't understand, like, why you would trap yourself in this talking about media bubble. And the people I mentioned before, I know it's kind of unfair to compare him to the people I mentioned before, which, by the way, I'm gonna have in the description videos all these people have made, just as like examples of like, hey, here's people that are doing stuff on YouTube that aren't analysis videos and that are just kind of completely like unique and different things. Because like I really want, like, I just really want to see him like evolve. Like, I feel like he's been stagnant and kind of stuck in this like haze of like he'll disappear for months and all that's released is just another like analysis video or something like that, and like it's just like you're still doing that, like after all this time you're still kind of stuck in that bubble. I don't know, I just feel like he's caging himself up and like just doesn't realize he can do more. And maybe he just does really only care about talking about media analysis. Maybe that's just simply all he wants to do. And then fine, hey, I should stress, he shouldn't change anything because of this video based upon me alone. Like, I'm well aware that I am a weird fan who probably has weird expectations that most of his fan base doesn't care about. You know, he can just talk about media the entire time. That's fine. But like, I don't know, isn't that just a little bit disappointing? Like, if any BestGuyEver fans are listening to this, which I'm assuming you're the only people who's listening to this, isn't that kind of disappointing? Like, don't you want to see him do more than just talk about Kingdom Hearts again? Or like Final Fantasy again? Or One Piece again? Like really? This is worth the wait? This content right here? Like, I guess I don't see the value, not that I don't see the value, but like, in the definitive, like, talking about media definitive video that he always talks about, like, I understand the appeal in making it, but like, again, as I mentioned before, why would I give money if that's specifically what you're doing? When I follow other people that make YouTube videos and stuff that are just so much more creative and interesting to me, that have nothing to do about talking about media. Like, BestGuyEver, out of all the members of the PCP, like, he doesn't like, he's the only one without like any original like works he has the least amount of like original works under his belt. Like, he's not making comics or stuff like that. He's not like doing 3D modeling or things like he's not doing anything that's like that unique, new, or interesting anymore. And it was fun for the time. But going back to his earlier stuff, it also had like a level of, you know, inspiring people, helping build up people's confidence and to be better versions of themselves. That message has been lacking from like his last few videos when I remember. And so they're just analysis videos or talking about media. And like, if that's all that they are, then I mean, I'll watch them, I'll be entertained, but you're releasing this for free. Like, why would I go to your Patreon and give you money when you're just releasing this stuff for free, and the real stuff that I really appreciate about you has seemingly just been put aside?
Another job?
Like, you're just not doing that? And I don't understand. Like, can anybody explain to me? I just don't get it. Like, I don't know. I'm the weird fan who definitely is coming to this from like a weird perspective. I get that. That like what I'm wanting is not necessarily what most of his fans really want. But, you know, there's probably some people who agree with me. Maybe they're just not speaking up, or like we're definitely a minority here of like people that want this, because like his appeal wasn't that he talked about media. Like, it was always like the layer under that. Like my videos, you know, he's talked about, I hope my videos inspire people to just be better versions of themselves. You know, he's talked about like working out, counting your calories, just like taking care of yourself and things like that, and having confidence, going out and talking to people. All this is good advice that he's giving to his audience of people who probably haven't done that, including me. Like, I definitely did not grow up doing that stuff, but like, I don't know. It's just, I miss that side of him. And like, if he is going all in on content, like if that is his plan, then like his content needs to evolve past just talking about media. I mean, he doesn't have to, but like he has just so much potential to do that. Like, I remember it was on the PCP podcast at some point, so it's long ago when he was still on there. Like, he would talk about I don't get to another fight, I don't want to talk too much longer, but yeah, real quick, he would talk about how like he was watching, was it Dr. Disrespect on Twitch, and there was like this bit that he did where he went to like another screen that was like it was a green screen, but it was like a set, it was like a cliff, or like, I don't know what the set was, a city, a town, like a skyscraper or something, I don't know. But like, he got out of his chair and then like walked onto like this like set, like this green screen set, was like interacting with things. And I remember him saying like, oh, this is like this is so impressive and creative, like I can't believe when I saw, he like gushed over this thing as like this really cool thing. And I'm just going, you, Best Guy Ever, are you aware you have a green screen and that you streamed on Twitch? Like, you have the tools to do that exact thing. Like, you've done that. You've like you know what I mean? He's done that. Like, he has, not that he's done that, but he has the tools to do that. And it's like, that's not, I'm not saying that there isn't like a technical like setup to that. Of course there is, but like, you have the tools to do that. Like, I've seen people on Twitch do things that completely blow that out of the water. Like, there's tons of creative stuff that people are doing on there that goes beyond that. And on YouTube, as I mentioned, Robert Benfer, Robert Moran, Rob.tv, Mega64, all these people have been making stuff for so long that just completely like destroys like this like, it's this creative stuff, and that like he has never even considered doing. And I should point out, I'm not saying he needs to make videos like these people exactly. And all these three people I mentioned make vastly different things. More so, I'm saying that like these people never made media analysis videos before. That's what they never did. And they pursued like more unique and creative and interesting things. And all these people are internet people. Like, okay, Mega64 maybe isn't a fair comparison because they actually do have a lot more money and it's like a team of people. Okay, so maybe it's not fair to compare him to Mega64 in any way, because I get you can't just do what they do, just production-wise. But like, lots of Robert Benford stuff was just shit he filmed like in his house or like in front of a green screen. Like, he can, like, as very fucking weird as Robert Benford's videos are, like, they are really strange and weird, but like, they're definitely, you know, unique and different, and they definitely stand out. Like, they're definitely not something that people just you'll typically find on YouTube. And like Rob.tv, this guy has been making so much like creative stuff since 2006. He started out with like Newgrounds Animations, like that's how he got his start. and like he's only been going up from there. It's like he's never made a video talking about like why this show was so good, because why would he? It's like he's beyond that. Like he's past the need to do that. So he never even did it. And it's just it's because I follow so many other people that have like surpassed their potential, and BestGuyEver is someone who I always thought had so much potential, and he's just never like made that step. He's never like crossed that point. He's never reached that potential. And that's really why I'm making this video and why I'm focusing on him specifically. Is that out of all the people I follow, he has so much talent, like so much passion, and like he values hard work and dedication. Like he's got the charisma for it, he's got the talent for it, and he's just wasting it only talking about like media analysis stuff and like game analysis stuff, which is entertaining, and I still enjoy that stuff. Like I still enjoy his videos, but like I'm just waiting for like the next step. Like when's like the next big thing coming? Are you really just gonna talk about media for the rest of your career? Is this what his fans want? If any fans are watching this, do you just want him to talk about Ghost in the Shell and One Piece and Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, Final Fantasy Remake Part 3, and Kingdom Hearts 4, and One Piece, and fucking like like Final Fantasy 16? Do you just want him to keep regurgitating the same media, giving the same general opinions you already know he has? Is it like just because you like hearing someone like spout the same opinions you have, and so it feels more valid, like you've got the validity of like someone who agrees with you online? Is that why you like them? I mean, I guess I can see that. I can see the appeal of that. Like, I guess I've been like that too, but I guess I've reached a point where it's like I'm just ready for the next step. I no longer like, I don't need someone to like agree with me in a YouTube video about a show or a film, because I've reached a point where like I just don't need that. I have confidence in my taste. I don't need like that validation, I guess. So that's like I've kind of fallen off of like needing that. And maybe some people, maybe that's the service he provides, and like a lot of his fans still need that. And, you know, fair. Like, I'm not shitting on any of you. That's fine. Like, you enjoy what you enjoy. That's okay. I don't know. I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. I think my point, as haphazard as this video has been made clear. I'm just kind of walking around at this point. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. But like, okay. BestGuyEver, Nate. If you are actually watching this video, like if you actually clicked on this and you've made it this far, like, oh god, it's almost 30 minutes long, isn't it? God damn. I didn't want it to be this long, damn it. Okay, real quick. If you're watching this video, don't change shit because of this video. Like, don't be changing shit because of me. Like, I'm just giving my opinion and putting it in the void. But just, I hope, at the very least, like, this video enlightens you to, like, at least, like, think about more. Think about going beyond just media analysis. You know, if that's what you want to do. And hey, if you just want to talk about media, if that's really just what you want to do as your full-time YouTube career, hey, more power to you. Like, I'm still going to be subscribed, I'm still going to enjoy your stuff, share your stuff. I still like your stuff you make, but just know it's kind of disappointing, like, because you've been doing this for so long and you have so much like talent, and you're just you're not taking it to the next step. You're just kind of stuck talking about the same media that I already know your opinions are, because I'm a fan of you. You've given your thoughts about a lot of this stuff already. At least if you're gonna talk about media you've never ever brought up. At least do that. You know, like that would, you know, at least so I have no expectations when I go in. I'm not like, you know, it's not like the Kingdom Hearts video where it's like you just say all the stuff you've already said, but now it's just going more in depth, I guess. Whatever, you know, it's just talk about this game. Here's what you should do. Play this game right here. You've talked about how you like games that have a high skill ceiling, that have a lot of challenge, and that have a lot of like skill to like master. And you specifically, I know you've talked about how you like grinding in video games. That's what I was doing. I was grinding, fighting that monster, getting parts. I know I made this look easy, by the way, but I'm using literally the most cheapest, like easiest weapon in the game, the light bow gun. So trust me, this game is actually hard. And I was also playing in multiplayer, so like, I was basically playing this game in easy mode right there. Hey, but here's a game you could talk about. If you're gonna talk about media, talk about new stuff. Like, you've never talked about Monster Hunter as far as I'm aware of. There's something new, like, at least like, talk about new shit, if that's the bubble you're gonna stick with. But like, hopefully, what I really hope is you kind of escape this bubble and just expand your mind about what being a full-time YouTuber is, beyond, oh, I have to talk about the most relevant media, even though you don't even talk about stuff that's relevant. Like, you don't even do that. Like, I feel like I'm being mean to you in this video. I don't really mean to. I am legitimately a big fan, and this is all coming from a place of wanting to, like, see someone who's really creative and positive online that I really do appreciate, because you've given me good advice and have helped me, like, inspired me to, like, be a better person. So that's what I'm doing back to you. Hopefully I'm inspiring you to at least open up your thought process a bit to this whole, like, creating videos online thing. That's what I'm hoping that this video does, if nothing else. Like, yeah, so I think I've said all that I need to say. Like I said, I'm still not used to talking into a mic. I don't have this skill set yet. This is still new to me. I'm definitely not going to be on camera anytime soon. But, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully my thoughts were clear and not scatterbrained and completely confusing. Hopefully the audio of this isn't complete shit. So, there you go. So, best guy ever, if you're watching this, I still appreciate what you do. I'm still a fan. I'm going to consume what you put out. Just, I miss the old you, that, you know, was more feel about inspiring people. I'm sure that's still in there. Bring that back, please, if you can. Because I really value people like that online. We need more people like that online. That's not just, like, talking about drama bullshit. All this negative bullshit that I fucking hate, and I'm over it, and I'm done with that part of me. So just keep being positive. Keep talking about, like, wholesome stuff like that. And, you know, I know you got the Kingdom Hearts video part 2 coming out. Hopefully, you know, get the Final Fantasy remake video out. Get the Ghost in the Shell video out. Get the Kingdom Hearts 3 video out. Get those done as fast as you can so they are out and they are done. And you can just move on to new things, exciting things, things that I don't expect. And hopefully something, you know, good will happen there. But, yeah, I'm just repeating myself at this point. The video's too long. You get the idea, okay? Big fan. Everyone go subscribe to Best Guy Ever on YouTube. If you're somehow watching this and you don't know who this is, why did you watch this? You wasted your time. But yeah, that's it for this video. Bye-bye.